So let's get impactful. Everything I'm about to say, it is in my own opinion. It is in my own voice. It is alleged because I was not there. And it is for entertainment purposes only. But is it really entertainment? So I want to talk about the Melody Rogers and Nell Fletcher of it all. So I've been thinking about the relationship between Melody and Nell. And I can see how they no longer fit as friends. There was a time in Melody's life where she wanted to have a married couple not mentor her, because a mentorship, in my opinion, is something where you will have a good outcome. Melody did not remain married to Martell, thank God. But in my opinion, that's what Martell was hoping would happen based on Chris and Nell Fletcher, their counseling. Because I believe it was more like a counseling versus a mentorship. Like I said, when I think about mentorship is guiding someone along the way. I believe that Melody rejects the term mentorship when it comes to Nell Fletcher is because that's not the route she took. She didn't want to stay in her marriage because she understood that Martell Holt thought that he was such a prize that he should be able to have another woman if he wanted to. And therefore, Melody said, okay, if that's what you want, you can have what you want, but you're not going to have me. And she dissolved their marriage and their businesses. And it is what it is. But Nell Fletcher is really taking offense to that. Even made a statement in last night's episode, which was season 9, episode 4, how she even left her dying mother. It wasn't necessary for you to make that statement now. That statement is trying to get sympathy towards your view on the subject, and it just wasn't necessary. If that's something you did to help them, that's on you. But don't try to make Melody look bad by bringing up your deceased mother. It's tasteless. It's tasteless. Just like the fact on the girls' trip, how when they were talking about maybe Trish and Martell having an affair, having sex relationships with each other, you brought up the fact that how fine he is. What does that have to do with anything? But what you should worry about is what is your man doing out there in those streets currently? Because allegedly, and in my opinion, I've heard that he is doing a lot of things that will make you look like a fool. So I think maybe you should be quiet. But you made a statement that you're not a do-girl. Well, I beg to differ with that. You are a do-girl. You have been Martell's do-girl since last season. And I'll tell you why. There was the cast trip to Houston. Melody, did you cheat on him? And you were going off. Well, that was doing Martell's bidding, because as long as you counseled the two of them, you know Martell never said she cheated. So you know what, Nell Fletcher, you were doing Martell's dirt. So you are a do-girl. Then we see you doing other things. You are definitely a do-girl. Maybe not for Melody, but definitely for Martell. So stop it with this nonsense. But you better be careful, Nell Fletcher, because remember, your husband, I hear, is still in them streets. And allegedly, they're saying those women are much younger than you. So you better be careful of throwing stones while you're living in a glass house, because you might be just breaking your own glass. So I just want to say Nell Fletcher is not Melody's friend. And I say that because if you were her friend, you would not be at her name-changing ceremony and pulling her aside and talking about Martell. That was a happy occasion. Melody thought enough about you and Chris to invite you, but what do? Bring Martell up. I don't care what production says. You are a grown-ass woman, but you say you're not a do-girl. But there's another example of you being a do-girl. You do Martell's bidding and you do production's bidding. And for you to be as old as you are and say that you're a grown woman and mature, I can't tell based on the way that you act on the show. So do better, Nell Fletcher. You absolutely are a do-girl for production and for Martell. Let's get impactful. Bye-bye.